Complete pandemonium erupted outside the Hollywood and Highland complex earlier today as a distraught Meghan Markle had to be physically restrained and forcibly removed from the premises after learning she failed to receive any 2024 Primetime Emmy Award nominations for her Netflix docuseries, Archetypes. The former royal's very public emotional meltdown sparked utter mayhem amongst assembled media, with several photographers and camera crews caught in the crossfire as desperate bodyguards attempted wrestling the hysterical Duchess away from the glitzy venue while she sobbed uncontrollably. It was honestly one of the most unhinged, chaotic meltdowns I've ever witnessed from any major celebrity, a total dumpster fire situation rapidly spiraling out of control into an unseemly spectacle right in the heart of Hollywood Boulevard, exclaimed veteran paparazzo Ron Galella while reliving the shocking melee on the ground surrounding Markle's bundling. As soon as those Emmy snubs were announced internally, you could hear Meghan's piercing shrieks echoing outside almost immediately. Next thing we knew, her whole fierce squad started flooding out on a rampage amidst a frenzy of shouting, crying and general physical scuffling. According to multiple first-hand accounts by red carpet reporters and industry insiders congregating outside the live nominations ceremony broadcast, Markle grew increasingly agitated as categories cycled through without hearing her expected name called out. But the cataclysmic implosion didn't fully detonate until Archetypes suffered its fatal blow, being blanked in the Outstanding Hosted Nonfiction Series or Special category, prompting the enraged Duchess to unleash a torrent of hysterics accusing everyone involved of being racist and sexist toward her championing important gender equity causes. You could sense mounting tension steadily pervading Meghan's entire vibe throughout. The interminable just kept building and building until that ultimate snub proved the tipping point, releasing absolute Chernobyl-level meltdown radiation in all directions, described journalist Hannah Dunish, who found herself in the literal blast radius when Markle's entourage came spilling out. Without warning, her bodyguards suddenly burst through velvet ropes, desperately trying restraining her from defenseless bystanders as she howled demonically, unleashing X-rated tirades, calling the entire industry misogynist bastards, blacklisting her out of jealousy. Dunish confirmed widely circulated video footage capturing Markle at the peak of her furious delirium, convulsing uncontrollably while having to be physically carried out from the venue by multiple members of her massive security detail amidst her guttural howls, accusing everyone of coordinating a conspiracy to torpedo her feminist storytelling. Particularly shocking to assembled audiences were the Duchess's chilling shrieks branding Emmy voters as an academy of elderly cretins, deliberately suppressing marginalized voices, spearheading uncomfortable conversations, advancing important progress. No matter how many times we tried soothing or placating her heated tantrums, Meghan kept doubling down, seeking fresh targets, releasing virulent streams of toxic accusations against Hollywood executives, showrunners, and everybody who aided silencing her profound artistic statements ahead of awards season, detailed a personal public relations advisor working closely with the former actress throughout awards campaigns. In her mind, this Emmy shutout represented blatant unfair retaliations and punishment waged by the patriarchal establishment against her, righteously speaking truth, highlighting misogyny, racism, and antiquated power dynamics desperately needing dismantling. The distressing meltdown escalated steadily after Markle's security team managed extracting her from the heart of Hollywood and Highland, only emboldening the former Suits actress to air searing grievances targeting wider entertainment industries whom she blamed for facilitating injustices fueling systemic prejudices. Paparazzi cameras captured the Duchess repeatedly collapsing against vehicles where she pounded doors, wildly venting about her passion, getting constantly sabotaged by elitist cabals petrified my voice would awaken the silent masses, shaking their privilege to its very core. Naturally, the disturbing spectacle provoked overwhelming backlash and condemnations across social media channels, where legions of critics bashed Markle for reacting so extremely to perceived Emmy snubs, which represented an entitled, privileged celebrity incapable handling rejection professionally. Even former Hollywood allies began voicing disappointment over the out-of-control train wreck that cast doubt over sincerity behind her professed causes. Meghan Markle unraveled any remaining shreds of dignity, crumbling into a deranged spectacle behaving more unstable than a Beltway doomsday cult losing its mass suicide pact, snarked comic Billy Eichler, who actually worked with the Duchess during her short-lived Deal or No Deal cameo years prior to joining royalty. Where's the poise and resilience feminist matriarchs striving for progressive change are supposed to embody, confronting inevitable systemic obstacles? She really just melted down into a quivering, soggy mess, forcing her staff dragging her out like drugged-out rear end while flashing the entire industry. Similarly harsh rebukes even poured in from several public feminists decrying how Markle's radioactive meltdown set back gender equity advocacy decades through such uncompromising optics of her own self-inflicted public relations massacre. Many prominent activists agreed the apoplectic meltdown blatantly underscored the exact sort of stereotypical over-emotional feminine hysteria men often deploy denigrating powerful women trying breaking through glass ceilings still obstructing access toward achieving fair meritocratic stakes. There are ways for righteous advocates shining light on injustices through their art by personifying strength, confidence, and professionalism despite experiencing heartbreaking setbacks, lectured Gloria Steinem during a heated appearance on ABC's The View condemning Markle's meltdown. And there are counterproductive ways where you sacrifice all credibility and squander your moral authority by transforming into a shrieking, disheveled mess reinforcing antediluvian misogynistic tropes about female instability damaging efforts promoting deserved representation. Undeterred by the tidal wave of backlash mocking her overblown tantrum, Markle promptly released a defiant statement through her publicist doubling down while accusing entertainment power structures of weaponizing systemic exclusions, freezing out marginalized trailblazers courageously uplifting diverse perspectives. She additionally rebuked critiques dismissing her outburst as just another pampered celebrity having a self-indulgent tantrum over award snubs. This unwarranted shutout by an Academy composition reflecting glaring prejudices toward racial minorities and culturally underrepresented groups constitutes part of a much deeper systemic pattern preventing important narratives like mine from receiving rightful platforms advancing substantive change, dramatically proclaimed Markle's representative in an official statement published to various entertainment media outlets. The Duchess remains undeterred by petty gaslighting over this latest inexcusable snub diminishing a historic breakthrough bridging generational conversations overcoming antiquated societal toxins.